Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. Final round of the Japanese Super GTs hosted by P1 Race Community over there on Facebook. Yeah, final round. So just looking like there's 7 drivers in the lobby at the minute. Hopefully we get 1 or 2 more. Might not though, we might just have to stick with 7 for the last race. But as you can see on screen there, we are live from Fuji for the finale. And it is a bit of a winner-takes-all punch-up between Dylan and Mocking Weeks. Just 1.5 points between them. We'll have a look at points in a second. So that's all on the cards tonight. Obi has a chance, I suppose, depending on what else happens. But if Dylan or Mocking put in any kind of good racing tonight, then I think Obi might just have to settle for third. We'll see though. Qualifying might shake things up. So let's have a look at points going into the final round. So it is Mocking Weeks leading the way then with 79.5 points. Dylan in second with 78 points. Oh, there's Obi in third with 70 points. Mart is in fourth with 62.5 points. It's Hoggy is in fifth with 49.5 points. Dazzler in sixth with 44 points. Pilgrim has got 39.5 points in seventh. Manny has got himself 38 points and Apache has 29 points. Who are we missing? We're missing an Apache tonight. And got a Manny, Mocking, Dylan, Obi. It's Hoggy. I think we're missing it. It's Hoggy as well. Yes, we are. So let me put the sound on and get into the lobby. Stickers still available, people. Hit me up at darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of those. Right. In then. Evening. Oh, I've not faffed my camera. I've not faffed my camera. I look miles away now, look. One second. Boom. Pow. There we go. Oh, and I've connected it to me. Stop it, stay there. There we go. That should be it. Okay. We'll wait for this to kick off. So it's only a 5-minute qualifier and a 50-minute race. They do have to use 2 different compounds of tyres as well. There is an in-game penalty if they don't do that. I don't know what that is because nobody's done it yet. And they have to use 3 different cars throughout the season. A 20-point deduction if you go outside of that. So there's 3 cars to use. You have to use them twice. I think most drivers have followed that, so no penalties to be awarded for that one. Yeah, we'll see how we get on. Who's going to take it? Is it going to be Mocking or is it going to be Dylan? I mean, Dylan's got cheat codes and hotlines to PlayStation and GT7 owners and manufacturers, so he's got all the connects. I've been telling these boys for months to ban him, stick ballast in him, something. You don't listen, dear, and he just wins all the time. So the circuit, not the full Fuji circuit. We are cutting out the chicane at the bottom corner there. So it goes around that almost 90-degree right and straight up the hill instead of through the little chicane. And we wait. says in the bottom corner there, Fuji Internet, right where my camera is, you can just see the word short sticking out. It does say Fuji International Speedway short. We're cutting out such a tiny amount of circuit. I don't really think you can call it short. There you go. That's what we're chopping off. Instead of going around that bit, we're going straight up that from that road at the top, turning right, coming down towards us, cutting out that chicane. So that's the only change, and they've called it the short course. So I'll be waiting for It's Hoggy. I know people said he probably might be here, but no, that's all I can see in the lobby chat. So I'll hang about and wait, just like you guys. Okay. We're not waiting for It's Hoggy then. He might join us before the race, but he's looking like he's going to miss out on qualifying. So just the 7 then for qualifying. Only 5 minutes. Is it raining? No. Looks very grey. Oh, Dazzler's back in the pits. All right, we'll go out with Obi-Wan. So not raining, but track's going to be cold by the looks of it. Got to get those tyres warmed up. Let's put all the nonsense on for you lot. So strategy plays a big part in this one, obviously, with the need to put 2 different compounds on. What do you use at the start? Do you stick the mediums on, try and run long, or do you put the softs on and try and break away? So the chicane over there on the right, that's what we're missing out. Still has the possibility to rain, I suppose. I'll have to go and have a look at lobby settings. Already back onto that start-finish straight then. It's got the Lexus with the Star Wars livery on for Obi. Pilgrim, what are you in, Lexus? That's his livery for this final race. Manny in the NSX. The Marlboro livery. Dylan in the Rayburg NSX livery. Mocking Weeks in the GTR Motul. We've got Dazzler in another GTR. Demon Tweaks. A little bit of Ray-Ban on there. And then Mark with the Gran Turismo livery on his Lexus for the final race. Obi's going to be the first man to put a time in then. We are literally at the halfway point of qualifying. Last turn to go for Obi then. See what time he puts in. It's Hoggy has joined the room, so we are going to see A on track then. He just misses out on qualifying. So Obi sticks in a 125.9 then, but he's just beaten there by Pilgrim with a 125.8. He sticks himself on pole position, but Manny's decided to knock him straight down. Dylan's come through to knock him straight down. And now fastest is 123.742 with Dylan on that pole position currently. Couple of drivers left to go, couple of laps left to do as well. Manny, that's not the circuit. Mockin has just put a qualifying time in of 125.3 and thrown himself in the pits for fresh tyres. Mark just down towards the line. coming in second then, 125.177. Still a second and a half off of Dylan's pace. Manny sitting in third currently. Oh, who's that in front? Dylan with a penalty. So that's this lap in the bin. Mark second then. Manny currently third. Mockin currently fourth. Pilgrim fifth. Obi-Wan in sixth. And Dazzler in seventh. And again, It's Hoggy has just joined the room, but unfortunately missing out on qualifying. I think he's going to start from the back. Oh, Dylan picking up more penalties. Wow. And this next lap not going to be too good either. Losing all that speed on the start-finish straight. Obviously won't be putting in full pace by the time he gets down to the braking points here. Is that another lap thrown in the bin then? No, he's coasting. He's on pole. He's going to let everyone else battle it out. Mark then coming around for a second attempt. Closes that gap up, but it's still at 125. We are over the 5-minute qualifying window now, so whenever they cross the line, that is them done. Who's going to be the next man? It is going to be P1 Obi-Wan. Oh, a little bit wide through there. Again, a tiny bit wide through that final apex as well. Down towards the line then for Obi. What's it going to be? Last opportunity to try and better that fifth. But he can't. He has to stay fifth. Anybody else out on track? Dylan, are you back at full race pace or not? Nope. Oh dear. Oh dear. Was it just me that got kicked out? Room not found. No, it's not just me then. Damn you, PlayStation. Nope. Nope. Godzilla's on the loose in Japan. Let's see. Reconnect to a server. Oh. Okay. We'll just give it a minute or two. Let me come all the way out. I'm sure there'll be my phone's going to explode with chats in a second if people can't get hold of each other. No, room not found. Okay, let's start the old messaging then. What's going on? I can't find the room. Well, won't let me in. Oh, don't make me turn it all off. Don't make me turn it all off. All right, you're gonna make me turn it all off, aren't you? Try it again. Watch out for the epilepsy. Oh. Mm. Come on now. Why would you do this to us on the finals? It's finally connected to a server, alright. It still doesn't mean we're going to be led into a room here. There is no room. There is no lobby. We might be waiting for somebody else to start one. You did spy Mavericks. You did, Mr. Hepburn. Yes, you did spy Mavericks in there. Because I own one. I do this. I do that. Look, there it is. Beast. Triple clamps on. Look. Great big set of boxes on there for you, Mr. Hepburn. And a vivid RC2 on the back. Coil sprung Lapierre monster. What's going on? What's going on? It's not open, Mocking. You're lying to me. Where? Oh, it's that. Oh, he's just gone Fuji. Ah, okay, right. Okay. I was looking for all the Japanese Super GT bump in the title. He has started it. Okay, we're back in. All 8 drivers back. Hopefully someone managed to grab hold of qualifying results. Yes, they did. Dylan was last. In fact, Dylan was 19th out of 8 drivers, so he has to start way back. Marin San Quentin. Well, I've heard that come out of Mr. Jones's mouth several times. Yes, I know he built it all himself. I've seen seen all his videos, bro. Follow a bit of him, bit of Rob Warner, a few of the other boys, Bernard Kerr, bit of John O'Jones. Right. So we're going to go straight into the race then once grid positions have been sorted out. And I know, Mr. Hepburn, I know we've got to get ourselves up to you. I don't quite know where you are in Scotland, but I know you're up there with the hilly hills. And me and my boys will quite happily come up and smash the hell out of those hills. As long as we've got uplifts, we don't walk. Right, keep that in mind. We're getting on a bit, all right? Well, I am, at least, out of the boys. Ready. Let's go. Anytime, bro. There you go, Mark. If you're listening in the chat, Duco. Nay, uplifts here. Well, we're not coming then. It's quite simple. Or you find the you find your local trails and you find the whatever the Scottish equivalent is of our gates and pop the lock on the gate. Forestry Commission, pop the lock and get the transit van out and a load of ropes. We don't mind how we get up to the top of the hill. We're not walking. Strapped on the back, round the handlebars a few times. Okay, finals just about to kick off then. We are back in the room. We've got all the racers back in. We're looking at completely the wrong person. It is Dylan on pole, Mark second. Is anybody going to T-bone Dylan at turn one? Lights are on then. That's a good start by a couple of drivers at the front there. Mart and Dylan getting away well. Oh, Dylan cutting off Mark, going for the trying to get up the inside. Oh, he gets a little nudge actually. He does. Unfortunately, takes Mark and Obi-Wan out. So they all come down towards turn two. Manny or Pilgrim, I think, with a little bit of contact into the back of Dylan, but that's pushed him down the road a little bit. 1.1 seconds gap now. Manny into second, Pilgrim third, Mockin fourth, it's Hoggy fifth, Dazzler sixth, Mart, oh, swerving a little bit, in seventh. He's on the racing mediums, that might be why. And Obi also on the racing mediums in eighth. Dylan on the mediums out front though, getting that little bit of an advantage. Mart and Obi unfortunately falling out of favour of that one. Oh, a little twitch there by Dylan, but he's kept it on track. Pilgrim finds himself with a half a second penalty that he's going to lose as he comes around this corner. That means less runs though, Mr. Hepburn. Pilgrim losing his penalty. Mockin goes flying by him then. Dazzler catching up. Mart in the background having a go at it's Hoggy side by side with the number 6 driver at the minute. He's got the inside line as well, Mart. Can't carry the speed round there, unfortunately. So Dylan starting to run away with it already. 2.1 seconds. Manny trying his hardest in the next NSX. Followed by Mockin in the GTR. Dazzler in another GTR in 4th. Pilgrim 5th in the Lexus NSX for It's Hoggy. Mart in the Lexus and Obi-Wan in the Lexus. Now who's opted for hard tyres on for It's Hoggy? That's a bold choice there. Going for a long stint then on those. Pilgrim mediums, Dazzler mediums, Mockin on the mediums, mediums on for Manny. So everybody on the mediums except for It's Hoggy. Oh, just missed that overtake. Oh, he's still not done it. I just saw Mark's name jump in front of It's Hoggy. And they're still side by side on the exit. Mark just gets the advantage, but It's Hoggy now tucks himself into the slipstream. Let's get ourselves on board with Obi. So he's also picking up a slipstream from It's Hoggy, who's grabbing one off Mart. Mart dips over to the inside line to try and drop the toe back onto the racing line for the apex. It's Hoggy stays on the inside line. Can Obi get the cut back on him? No, he can't. Mart moves up a position then. It's Hoggy drops back one. Look at this already. Dylan 3.4 seconds up the road. That could be the championship in the bag then. Mockin Weeks 3.8 seconds behind him. Oh, sliding around there as well for Mockin. And it is Mockin leading the championship only by 1.5 points. So he needs to be ahead of Dylan regardless. At the minute, that is not happening. He's falling further and further back. Rick 2, evening brother. Pilgrim 5th then. Mark closing back up on him. So might be another position on the cards here for him. Again, getting tangled up with, again, not sure if it was Pilgrim or Manny that just tagged Dylan in the rear coming into turn 1. Unfortunately, Mart was driving around the outside of him, and Dylan got pushed wide and obviously pushed Mart off. And Mart actually got tangled up with Obi as well, and Obi got nudged off a little bit. It's a long way off the pace actually at the minute, 9.2 seconds. Obi's had a disaster somewhere. Dylan, we're not going to give you much airtime if you're just going to disappear. You just get your credits at the end. Mocking Weeks then into second. He's got himself past Manny. Now the chase is on. Can he close the gap down on Dylan in front? The gap sitting at 3.5 seconds. What he'd really like is Manny to be very close to him, to bump draft him down those long straights, but he's falling away a little bit. Dazzler in 4th, then Pilgrim 5th, but Mart really trying to get round him here. Oh, tries to go back up the inside, Mart. Oh, he's carried a little bit too much speed around that turn. Dipped wheels on the grass and sent that Lexus round in a spin. Obi finds himself with a penalty as well as he just gets past Mart. Oh! Mart's dirty tyres as he tries to get that Lexus back up to speed. Unfortunately, have just let him down again. So I don't think, without a mistake up front from Dylan, I don't think Mockin's going to be able to close that gap down. It's sitting at 3.3 seconds now. It's only got bigger since we last checked. Dazzler in 3rd then. It's Pilgrim that's had a little mistake. Oh, is it? No, sorry, apologies. It's Manny that drops himself all the way back to 5th. So that's what's given Mocking Weeks that 2nd position. No damage on the car, luckily. It's Hoggy 6th. Obi-Wan in 7th. Mark back up to speed now in 8th. He won't be happy in that Lexus, I can imagine. We're not looking at you, Dylan. Not looking at you unless you put ballast on. Or put 2 sets of hards on for the rest of the race, starting now. And everyone else can use softs. That gap only extending then. It's now 5 seconds between 1st and 2nd. Dazzler 3rd. Pilgrim getting a little bit closer. Just a second between those two as well. It takes a big chunk of time off him through there. Is it going to be enough? No, it's about 0.9. It's not going to be enough down this straight. It's only just picking up a toe as well. Yeah, he's not really gained any time. A little bit under braking here. Takes a couple of tenths out of Dazzler. Down that into the braking zone there in turn 1. He's got to do it all again then. Closes back up through this turn. Gets the gap down to half a second. Extends again on the exit though. Goes a little bit wide through there as well, Pilgrim. He's got to do it all again. The gap opens up to a second. Manny 2 seconds behind him. It's Huggy another almost 5 seconds back. Obi-Wan 5.3 seconds behind him. And Mart another 1.4 behind him. Not looking at you, Dylan. 6.2 seconds up the road. Putting in your cheat codes. So the GTR not able to keep with the pace of the NSX then in front. As that gap just keeps getting bigger and bigger. 3 drivers reasonably closer here then. Manny is made up about 0.7 of a second on Pilgrim in front. Pilgrim in pretty much the same spot he was last time, coming up to the braking zone in turn 1. It's Hoggy falls a little further back as well, so he's lost 2 seconds to Manny in front. think Obi and Mart are starting to close up on him a little bit. Dylan, not looking at you. 6.3 seconds up the road. Not looking at you. Yeah, he was tagged. Him and Mart were tagged in turn 1, lap 1. Someone getting a little bit exuberant. Not braking until a little bit too late. Tagged Dylan, pushed him across the track a little bit, which caught Mart and Obi out. Mart managed to get it back on track, take a couple of positions, and then unfortunately, as he was battling out with Pilgrim, dipped a wheel on the grass, span it round, and ended up at the back of the pack. So that's the story of his race so far. Dazzler, Pilgrim, and Manny still very similar. Pilgrim's a little bit closer this time. I still don't think it's going to be enough to close the gap before turn 1. No, that slipstream just not working enough. Gap stays at 0.7 then. Manny loses a little bit of time down there. Yeah, they are definitely getting closer to It's Hoggy. Dylan, who we're giving no airtime to because he's 7.5 seconds ahead of everybody else. So no airtime for him. I want to see you three get involved with each other a little bit. That's what we need. It's Hoggy then, holding that 6th. Obi just 1.4 behind him. Mart another 1.6 behind him. Again, It's Hoggy on the hard tyre. He opted to go for that off the line. Obi getting very close then. Mart again closing the gaps up. Back to the front then, where we're not giving this man any airtime at all. We're not giving him any airtime because he's 8.3 seconds ahead of everybody else now. So no airtime for Dylan. Stop looking. Lock in. Looks like he might have to settle for second in the championship the way it's going at the minute. 12 minutes in and a 9-second gap he's got to try and make up somewhere. But that NSX and the man driving it just a little bit too quick. Big gap between himself and Dazzler now though. 7 seconds back to the 3rd place driver. Pilgrim falls off the back of Dazzler a little bit, comes under a bit of pressure from Manny, but Manny finds himself with that ½ second penalty, so that'll drop him off the back of Pilgrim when they hit that start-finish straight. John Boy, 1970, far too late. And it's a closed lobby as well. So what's the gap between these two as they come onto that final, around that final turn? All over the back of Pilgrim, look. Let's see how much time he loses. So he's at 0.2, literally 0.3. And by the time he gets himself back up to speed, sitting about 1.3. So even though it was a ½ second penalty, he loses, well, actually over a second. Again, not quite right, the penalty system in this game. Still pretty close together though, just a second behind Pilgrim still, so attack still on the cards. Now how's It's Hoggy getting on? Still holding on to that 6, it has got Obi and Mart pretty close now, less than ½ second between Obi and It's Hoggy. That's about ½ second. And Mart just inside that second mark between him and Obi as well. And again, they're both on the slightly faster tyre. Starting to show a little bit of wear now, though. Let's have a look at It's Hoggy's hards. Yeah, not a lot on those. And I've got to say, Obi-Wan's made his mediums last pretty well. Oof. It's Hoggy, runs deep through there. Obi able to squeeze away through. Mark then carrying the speed up the hill, gets himself right at the rear end of It's Hoggy. Let's keep an eye on these three when they come onto the start-finish straight as well. Mark goes for the inside line, cuts off It's Hoggy. Tries to tuck himself onto the back of Obi. Both drivers having a little bit of a slip there. So Mark picking up a slipstream from Obi. It's Hoggy picking up a slipstream from Mart. Has a little look up the inside into turn one. Backs off though. We have got a driver in the pits. Oh, that's the wrong camera. It's Pilgrim. So he's dropped off his first set of mediums. Filling it with fuel. And he's going to stick another set of mediums on, I think. Come on. Does put him at the back of the pack now, but nobody else stopped yet. Let's have a look. What tyres he got on? Yeah, it's another set of mediums. So that... he's still got to change his compound at some point. Dylan, who we're giving absolutely no airtime at all, because he's 13.3 seconds up the road from everybody else now. We're not giving him any airtime because it's disgusting to watch. I'm all good, Rick. I'm all good. So yeah, no airtime for P1 Dylan because he's too quick. So that's enough for him. 13 seconds ahead of Mockin. Told you boys you need to like steal a wheel off him or something. Put him back on pad. So with Pilgrim's departure, that puts Manny into 4th position. He's now got himself pretty close to the back end of Dazzler. Within slipstream range when they hit those faster sections anyway. See if he can work his way past. So Obi and Mark getting past It's Hoggy. Pulling him away from him a little bit as well. He's on the hard tyre. They're both on the medium. Pilgrim back out of the pits then. 43 seconds behind It's Hoggy. 1:17 behind race leader. But he is the first driver to stop. There is race leader right behind him. But we're not giving him any airtime because he's too quick. Oh, Pilgrim running it wide through there. So second place drops himself in the pits. Less than a quarter of a tank of fuel in that car. Interested to see what tyres he comes out on. So Dazzler goes through, Manny goes through, Mockin's still in the pits. Here comes Obi-Wan, here comes Mart. It's Hoggy also coming through, and Mockin still taking on board fuel. Pilgrim a few corners away from that start-finish straight. I think Mockin's going to get out way before him. Yes, he is. Okay, so Mockin's had his tyre change now, so he came out on mediums. He's dropped onto softs. Got a big gap in front of him. If you can make those softs work and put in some decent laps, might be able to start chopping that time down between himself and Dylan. But then Dylan's got the option of sticking on another set of softs as well. I could just open that gap back up. Pilgrim not far off being lapped. Where did you actually go, Pilgrim? Yeah, I was going to say, your car suddenly stopped doing anything. What's happened? Has your wheel died? Didn't seem to be much in terms of acceleration or brake or anything like that. Manny just gets himself past Dazzler then into second. Dazzler now third. Pilgrim, oh, sorry, I was expecting it to jump to Pilgrim, but Pilgrim just rejoining the track through there as Mark and Ovi battle it out. Mark getting the slipstream down the start-finish straight. Almost getting the switch back on Obi. Side by side coming into turn 2. Oh, a little bit wide for Mark. Oh, he's had to back off the throttle, otherwise he's going to drive it on the grass and spin himself round. And it all goes wrong again for him. It's Hoggy goes back past. Mark drops back into 6th. Dylan has got a whole pit stop available in terms of time, 27.5 seconds. I think pit length is about 24 seconds, depending on how much fuel they're taking. Yeah, not good, not good. It's a dirty final. Manny into the pits this lap. Dazzler follows him in. It's Hoggy stays out. He's got enough fuel to do another lap in that car. Obi stays out. Oh, yeah, he does. Mark comes in. Mocking Weeks has pit. Pilgrim has pit. I've just got a couple in there now. So Dylan's still got a couple of laps of fuel left in that one. Yeah, Dylan's always on fire, Rick. He's too quick. I'm telling you, these boys need to put him back on pad and not wheel, or take a wheel off his car. So he's only got 3. So Dylan does stay out again. Then it's Hoggy drops himself into 2nd. Almost out of fuel though. Tyres have hardly got any wear on at all. Obi in 3rd, Mockin 4th, Manny 5th, Dazzler 6th, Mark just in the pits, just being released out of the pits. Coasting. Oh, Pilgrim getting it wrong. The Lexus goes round. Dylan now 45 seconds ahead of everybody else. Again, not stopped yet. Are you the only driver that hasn't? I think. Maybe Obi. It's Hoggy comes in this lap. Oof. Dazzler trying to stay out of the way as Dylan comes through. Possibly see Dylan in this lap. Obi in this lap as well. I think Dylan has got enough to do another lap here, but whether he risks it or not, I don't know. He's just making short work of everybody here, though. 56 seconds between him and Mockin. He does peel over to the right-hand side, hits the inside. He is coming into the pits then. And quickly, where's Mockin Weeks? Miles away. Manny 3rd, Dazzler 4th. Obi just coming out the pits now in 5th. Fresh set of softs on for him, 3/4 of a tank. It's Hoggy comes out, fresh set of mediums and a full tank in that car. Mark's gone for the softs and 3/4 of a tank. Pilgrim came in quite early. It's mediums and just under 3/4 of a tank at the minute. What's happening with Dylan? Why is no fuel going in that car? Tyres are on. Fuel is in. Oh. Oh, it usually shows somebody jamming a fuel tank in that thing, but... What, is that what Dylan's doing behind the steering wheel of that thing? Just do. Is that, he's just chilling out. So Dylan just exits the pits then with a fresh set of mediums on. Mockin is now only 6.3 seconds behind him on a fresh, a semi-worn set of softs. He's done what has he done? 4 or 5 laps on those. already starting to show their wear. It won't be long before he's back in the pits on those. Manny's on the mediums as well. Dazzler has gone for hards for stint 2. Obi's gone for the softs for stint 2. It's Hoggy's on the mediums instead of the hards for stint 2. Mart has gone for the softs instead of the mediums. And Pilgrim went medium. So he's still got to have that change of tyre. Mockin is taking time out of Dylan here. But he's got all the fuel in the world, Dylan. Half the race done. He's still got to put on his other compound as well. But I know what he'll do. He'll do about 15 to 20 minutes on these mediums. And then he'll come in and stick a set of softs on. And start smashing it again. But he's doing all right on those mediums. He's keeping Mocking Weeks at bay. That gap's staying about 5.96 seconds there or thereabouts. Why is there a yellow flag? Who's off? Why was the yellow flag? Said Mocking just driven off track in front of him, maybe? Well, Pilgrim's left the room. Not sure what's happened to him. Down to 7 drivers for the final then. Manny out on his own. Dazzler almost out on his own. Just a hint of Obi-Wan slowly closing up behind him on those softs. It's Hoggy on the mediums. And Mart on the softs. So Dylan starting to open that gap back up. Then it was 5.9. It's back up to 6.3. Mocking tried everything he can in that GTR, but a combination of a Dylan and an NSX is just far too much. So not much action on track really. This is about the closest battle and this is going to be short-lived. Dazzler on the hards, Obi-Wan on the soft tyre. Gap only at 0.3 and falling. Again, whether it's enough before turn 1, I'm not sure. Might be able to outbrake Dazzler into this one. Doesn't opt to get too risky. Goes for the slightly wider line to catch the apex. Get the better run on Dazzler down here. Dazzler tips over to the left-hand side just to hold that race in line. That'll be the next few turns. Look how much he's had to break through there. Obi's just had to bide his time a little bit. Just back off the throttle. Doesn't want to stuff himself into a gap where Dazzler could potentially be sliding across. And he does slot himself through into 4th then and starts pulling away from Dazzler. Again, a soft tyre versus a hard tyre. And it'll just get bigger and bigger as he goes around the corners. Extending that gap between himself and Dazzler. It's Hoggy. Ooh, a little bit wide on the exit of that one. A few drivers doing that. Mart then coasting. It's not an auto, but it's not full throttle. It's fully off the throttle now. Just letting other drivers through. And cruising round. Looks like he's done with this race series. Dylan also going a little bit wide through that penultimate corner. And yeah, that time starting to open up again. 7.2 seconds then between himself and Mocking Weeks. The wear really starting to show on that front left tyre. Ah, that's it. Down to 6 drivers. Mart has just left the room as well. So nobody close enough to have a battle at the minute. Dazzler in its Hoggy maybe. It's Hoggy on the medium tyre, Dazzler on that hard tyre, so still the slightly quicker tyre between the two of them. $20 left. Nobody able to touch Dylan, who we're not giving any airtime to at all. He's too quick. Yeah, it's a very empty track now. Manny finds himself with a little half a second penalty. He's got nobody really very close behind him to put any kind of pressure on him. Obi-Wan is another 23 seconds back, so he can lose that penalty safely. There is Obi in the Pew Pew Star Wars livery. Again, everybody's out on their own, really. Ooh, it's Hoggy and Dazzler, as I just alluded to, are probably going to be the next drivers getting involved with each other due to the fact that Dazzler's on the hards and it's Hoggy's on a set of mediums. Gap at 1.2 then. Feathering that throttle through there, gets it below a second here, then it's Hoggy. Makes up a little bit more time through there. A gap at 0.7 then on the exit of the final turn. Dazzler getting a good pull though. That's opening that gap up to 0.8, so it's not on the cards for it's Hoggy this lap. DHL livery, DHL Logitech for it's Hoggy. I had a look at everybody else's, didn't see yours. Gap at 0.6 then. Getting ever closer. Trying to run around the outside of Dazzler here. Gets right on his rear end coming into this next corner. Has to back off the throttle. Dazzler gets nudged a little bit wide. It's Hoggy keeps himself. Dirty Racing Dylan, T1. He actually got tagged, Mark. He got tagged from behind. It's Hoggy so close to an opportunity for that 5th. Right behind him on the exit this turn now. Oh. Drag race for these two. It does look like it's Hoggy is just in front. GTR though coming back. Looks like it's got a little bit of extra power down this long straight. Backs off though. Gets himself back on the racing line. Doesn't want to attack too harshly into turn 1. Fortunately, he just loses out on the turns as the medium tyre grips up a little bit better than his hard, and he can. It's Hoggy can accelerate away a little bit from Dazzler, corner after corner. So Dazzler's going to slowly get left in the lurch here. Mocking Weeks back in the pits then. That front left absolutely blown out. It's going to widen that gap, turn it into a chasm for Dylan then, who's got all the fuel in the world, plenty of tyres left on that car. He has got to come in for that compound change. Oh, a little bit wide through there. Again, he's under no threat really. Big gap behind him, 26 seconds now back to Manny. Scousers for president. Obi in third then. Again, big gaps now on this circuit. These three are pretty close. Well, that's just because Mockin's been in the pits and come back out, but he's got a fresh set of racing softs on. So he'll be able to pull away from It's Hoggy. It's Hoggy still pulling away from Dazzler as well. Lap after lap, he doesn't put a foot wrong, Dylan. You watch commentators curse kicking now. Manny also back in the pits, out of fuel. Tyre's not looking too bad, but yeah. Oh, Obi. Wheels on the grass. Nearly made his bus go round and round. He manages to hold on to it, throws himself in the pits anyway. Bounces off the walls on the way through there. Mocking Weeks then. It's just been in. Can he get back out in front of Manny? Yes, he can. Manny's still in the pits. It's Hoggy goes through as well. Manny, what tyres does he put on? Fresh softs. Obi. Fresh set of softs on for him as well. Oh, I've gone the wrong way. And Dazzler back on the hards, by the looks of it. So he's gone hard, medium. Oh no, sorry, it's changed again. So he's had one of every tyre then. A hard, a medium and a soft for Dazzler. Dylan still miles out front, 57 seconds ahead of Mockin. Nobody got anything for Dylan then, who we're not giving any airtime to at all because he's too quick. You're not allowed to finish this far in front, Dylan. It's illegal somewhere, somehow. So Mockin still pulling a little bit of time from It's Hoggy. That gap opens up to 2.6. Manny completely out on his own now. 13.5 seconds in front, 13 seconds behind as well. There's Obi out on those fresh softs. And Dazzler out on his fresh softs as well. Another 8 seconds behind Obi though. So, still got to put on that change of compound, Dylan. He's had 2 sets of mediums so far tonight. But again, I think he'll leave it to about the 10-minute mark, maybe slightly less than that. And he'll drop himself in the pits. Fresh set of softs on. Go and grab a fastest lap. And finish the race on top, I can imagine. He does like risking it through that turn. But it's working for him. But Mockin a full minute behind and near damn it. It's Hoggy third. He'll be in the pits in a few laps time, running out of fuel. Manny potentially running to the end, although we know that a set of softs won't last you too many laps. Obi also out on the softs, and Dazzler out on the softs. No. That's in the house, bro. This is a child-friendly channel. Almost. I would say 99.9% of it. So no airtime for Dylan then. Afterwards, Rick, afterwards. Lots of airtime for Mocking. Again, big gaps out on circuit. Nobody in a position to race anybody else. And Dylan absolutely running away with this one. 58.5 seconds. Again, he's still got to come in the pits for that last stop, but he'll still have a big chunk of time behind him. Be a quick splash and dash with a fresh set of boots. Still putting in decent lap times on those mediums as well. 124s pretty much throughout. Mocking Weeks. Goes wide through there. Keeps you on track, but probably lost a couple of tenths to Dylan with that tiny mistake. Not that it matters at this stage in the race. Making up a full minute on Dylan with less than 10 minutes to go in this final race is an absolute impossibility. Unless Dylan decides he's going to park at the end of turn 1 and just do donuts for the next few laps. He's pretty much got this one in the bag. No GT sound. Oh, don't tell me I've done the whole race with no sound. Ugh. I clicked that button earlier on. I must have double clicked it. See? Nearly child friendly. It winds me up. Okay, Dylan is in the pits now. And I can guarantee you it's going to be a set of softs. And a little bit of fuel. Mocking Weeks still miles away. It doesn't actually show you, a lot of the time you see drivers, you see some of the pit crew stuffed up against the side of that car, putting fuel in it. There you go, half a tank of fuel, fresh set of racing softs, and the sound back on. Boys could have told me earlier. So that's pretty much it then. Dylan got this one in the bag. Why isn't the time reset yet? It's still saying a minute plus between Mocking and Dylan. There we go. So it'll still be a big chunk of time. It's Hoggy drops himself in. He needs some fuel. Manny's going to come past and take that position off him. It's Hoggy. What about Obi? Can he get past? Again, it's Hoggy. Doesn't need to take on board that much fuel. But Obi coming past the pits now at full race pace. It's Hoggy, gets released now. It's Obi way past him, hitting turn 1. Where's Dazzler? Carrying good speed down to turn 1, so these two might get involved before the end of the race. Both on a set of soft tyres. Obi on a set of softs as well. Manny now on the softs, Mocking on the softs, Dylan on the softs. Don't give me that, Rick. Yeah, I beat the Fuel Whisperer. I don't know what Ibiza's got to do with it at all. It looked nothing like the Ibiza final boss. So when it all settles down, oh, that's it, that's all done and dusted. Then Mocking Weeks throws himself in the pits. So that's it, Dylan takes the win then, pretty much, even though we've got 5.5 minutes left of racing. By the time Mocking comes back out the pits, Dylan is literally going to be on the last turn. Almost. Five minutes left on the race clock then. There is Mocking back out with that fresh set of softs, but a little bit too late, unfortunately, for Mocking. He's got Manny pretty close to him, also on a set of softs but semi-worn, so you should see Mocking be able to hold on to that second place. Obi another 16 seconds back in fourth. Then it's Hoggy just 1.9 behind him, also out on a fresh set of softs. Dazzler, unfortunately, his semi-worn softs not enough to keep the pace of It's Hoggy, losing a little bit of time to him. Now can It's Hoggy close the gap up before the end of the race? Just 1.4 between those two, both on a fresh set of softs. Very fresh for It's Hoggy versus Obi's. Shouldn't make that much difference with this amount of time to go, though, to be honest. Gap stays at 1.4. It's Hoggy takes a little bit of time out of Obi. Less than 4 minutes on the clock, though. To a second then between It's Hoggy and Obi. Dazzler still losing time. There is race leader just in the background. So still holds 54 seconds over Mocking then, but Mocking coming in the pits. Last lap pretty much, or was it 2 laps ago? Just stick on a fresh set of softs. So any time he did make up, oh, goes wide through there, Mocking, carrying miles of speed. Yeah, picking up a half a second penalty due to that. That's going to really affect him then. Manny's going to be all over the back of him by the time he's lost that penalty. So the penalty marker's coming up. The gap sitting at 1.7 seconds as he hits those. Manny getting very close. He's getting a bit bigger as well. I don't think it's going to be enough. Pressure is going to be on Mocking though for the next couple of laps. Now he's got Manny so close behind him. Good exit out of there though. Pulls a little bit of time over Manny. Doesn't want any more of those mistakes, that's for sure. So Dylan into turn one. He's going to see another lap after this one. Everybody else potentially not. Oh no, they'll see another lap after this one. Not once they've crossed the line though. That will be last lap for them. Dylan will get an extra one in. It's Hoggy still piling. Oh, Obi and It's Hoggy both go wide through there. Both drivers really trying at the end then, looking for the opportunity to go for that overtake. Obi obviously defending as much as he can to try and fend off It's Hoggy behind him. Right up his rear end, coming onto the start finish straight. As Obi outbraked himself. No, it's Hoggy still having a go at him here. Okay, so this is going to be last lap then for majority of drivers. Let's just have a look, see what's going on here. So Manny not able to keep with the pace of Mockin. So Mockin's going to hold on to second, bar any mistakes through these next couple of corners. And he's going to be third. Obi looks like he's going to stay in fourth. It's Hoggy fifth. Dazzler's going to take sixth. Just wait for this man to cross the line as well, but it is going to be Mockin, the first person to take an actual position here. And unfortunately it's not enough to take the championship tonight. Second position is not enough, so he ploughs it into the wall for good measure. Second place for him then. Manny comes home in third. Obi gets out of that turn. Carries good enough speed, should hold on to that position as he crosses the line. It's Hoggy piling the pressure on though, just as they run up to it. So Obi does take fourth, it's Hoggy takes fifth. Dylan just crosses the line to take that top spot. And we just wait for Dazzler, who's almost... oh, no, he is. He's out of fuel. Still allowing it to accelerate. There he goes then across the line to take six, but yeah, losing a couple from that one. A Pilgrim and a Mart. It is what it is. It is what it is. And yeah, you could have told me earlier that the sound wasn't on, boys. I'm sure I clicked it before we'd even entered the lobby, but again, this mouse is a little bit sensitive, so if you press it too lightly or too heavily, it double clicks for some reason. So yeah, I think I've pressed it and pressed it again. So it's a quiet one, unfortunately, damn it. But there we go. That is the Japanese Super GTs done and dusted, season over. We've got a couple of weeks break on the Sunday nights, and then we're looking at, what's it called? What is it? Hoggy's Supercars, something like that. V8 Supercars, Aussie Supercars, I don't know. It's something like that. But that's going to be in a couple of weeks, but we are still continuing on with the Saturday nights and the Nürburgring lobbies, so keep checking those out for the next couple of weeks. Outside of that, people, that's it done for me tonight. So I hope you've liked what you've watched. If you have, apologies if there's been no sound. If you have, click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Chuck a comment in the chat like these boys, or post race, whichever. It's entirely up to you. I will, Rick. Cheers, mate. But outside of that, that's it. So, yeah. Tell your mates and tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.